my favorite parts of the show. It's on. Okay. Welcome, everybody, to the Rye-Town Park Commission meeting of Tuesday, August 16th, 2022. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Debbie, please call the roll.
Commissioner Jackson?
Here.
Commissioner Hurd?
Here.
Commissioner Cohn? Commissioner Cohn? I think I saw him.
I just saw Josh here a minute ago.
I thought I saw him as well. All right, I'm assuming that that Commissioner Cohn is present. Commissioner Klein?
I just saw
Jason, you're on mute. Oh, thank you. Commissioner Cohn has joined us again.
Okay.
And Acting Commissioner Frank Ferreira is here as
Present.
a proxy for, thank you, Commissioner Marino, President Zuckerman.
Here. First item is adoption of minutes for July 19th, 2022. If there are no additions or corrections, may I have a motion and a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Debbie, we have public comment on non-agenda items. Do we have anybody on Facebook?
Let me just take a quick look. I do not have it up, so I don't know. When I get it, if there's a comment, I will let you know. Here it is. I found it. Nope, there are no comments.
Okay. And nobody on Zoom?
Debbie and Gary, sorry to interrupt. It's hard to hear you unless you speak directly into the microphones.
You can't hear me. I'm right in there.
That's not great sound.
Can you hear me?
That's good, Debbie.
Not good.
It is good.
I'm good. Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
Well-
we did that on purpose with.
That's okay. I'll use two microphones. Hello? Can they hear me in the control room? Make my mic louder, please. Our next item of business is a resolution authorizing the establishment of a seating area at the pond in Rytown Park in honor of Charlie Northshield. This is sponsored by the Friends of Rytown Park, and I think we have a presentation. Diana, introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are.
Hi, everyone. I'm Diana Page, and I'm the president of the Friends of Rytown Park, and I'm joined with by Lucy Burkhoff, who's our newest board member and chief gardening officer. She's been a longtime gardener, very focused on native pollinator-friendly gardening practices in Rye. And were you a gardener where you lived before too?
In DC and
Yeah.
also in New York City.
Yeah. So. We've been thrilled to have Lucy join our board. She's done a lot of volunteer work prior to being on our board in Rytown Park, designing gardens and helping us to really convert them to native pollinator-friendly gardens, which has been a great benefit for all of us. So we are just going to take a quick look at this presentation. I don't actually know how to do this. Oh, there we go. So I was here maybe a few months ago. I think it was back in April. Charlie Northshield was a longtime board member of the Friends of Rytown Park and a longtime servant, really, in a lot of capacities of the community in Rye. He was a teacher at the middle school for over 30 years and the high school as well. And the pond is a very special area to Charlie and his family because even after his board service ended, there's a duck feeder machine that families love to come and put a quarter in and get some duck feed and give it to the ducks in the pond. And Charlie maintained that just as a volunteer effort even after his board service ended. So we met with Liz Northshield, Charlie's widow, and came upon this idea of beautifying this area of the pond, which I hope you can see. I can see it. Here facing toward the sound. Right now, that's just kind of a muddy dirt road. And Lucy came up with the idea. Initially, we were looking at the idea of just a bench, and Lucy came up with the idea of really beautifying that entire area, not just putting the standard bench, but a beautiful sort of semicircular teak bench, and then adding two field stone walls that will match the masonry that you can see sort of around that whole end of the pond. And in addition, we would add serviceberry and redbud trees, which are native to the area. And then you can see this little raised garden bed. We would add some shrubs and flowers to that garden bed. And then some shrubs and flowers around just the entire area to kind of set it off, to really make it beautiful. The stone walls will help protect people who come and sit there because that road that you can see is used in the summer when we need overflow parking. And so that's really it. It's a project, the Northshield family kindly designated us to receive funds upon Charlie's passing, and so we have some funding from that, and then the Friends is making a significant donation as well to complete the purchase of the masonry walls, the bench, and then the additional plantings and trees and so forth. And this is, yes, thanks, Debbie. This is the illustration that sort of gives you the idea of how it will look when all is said and done.
Thank you. Comments from the commissioners? Emily, why don't we start with you since you're up on the screen? Any comments?
Yeah, no, I think it looks beautiful. I love oh my gosh, I'm seeing so many of myself right now. Sorry, threw me off. Lucy and Diana, you guys have done such a beautiful job in so many different areas of the park. And I think this is going to be one of the things, something that's always bothered me about the parking on the grass is that you have, this beautiful pond and there's no real distinction between where people are enjoying the pond and where they're getting run over by cars trying to park on the grass. And so I know Russ has done a great job keeping that organized, but this will be such a nice sort of differentiation between the parking lot or the field, whatever it happens to be, and the pond, and a nice place to sit together. And I love how they're curved. And I think it's beautiful. So thank you for all the work. I can't wait to see this installed.
All right. Thanks, Emily. Josh, any comments?
I don't see Josh anymore. It seemed like he might have been having trouble. It maybe looks like he's dropped off.
All right. Jason? No comments from Jason? I see his picture up there.
He's on mute.
Oh, sorry. No, I also think this is a great project. Looking forward to seeing it completed.
All right. Lindsay?
Well, welcome, Lucy, and thank you for all the work you've done and all the work you're going to do on behalf of the park. It's beautiful. I love the concept. I think it's a wonderful thing. I just wanted to, and I know I get stuck in minutia, but I'm looking at the resolution. It says a longtime board member of Rytown Park. Should it be Friends of Rytown Park? Or is he also on the Rytown Park?
Oh, I think it should just be Friends
Friends,
of
I
Rytown.
think.
Friends, yeah.
Yeah.
Good pickup.
No, I just wanted to reflect his service, so. And
Yeah, let's change that, Debbie, to, of the Friends of Rytown Park.
memorialize. And
That's it?
yeah, I'm very excited. I
Frank?
think it's a great thing.
Yeah, I'm representing Portchester this evening, and we thank you. This is absolutely lovely. And I really appreciate the teak bench, which is a rather expensive expenditure, but it's stunning and it's durable, at least in my experience. And that should weather very nicely and be there for quite some time.
Oh, great, yeah, we think so too.
All right. My comment is, I think it's great. Anytime we add something to the park is always a good thing. And one question I have is, when will the installation begin?
Well, we've,
We were waiting for the beach traffic to die down a tiny bit, so we're thinking like the second week of September. The Mason is ready to go.
All right, great.
Oh, and, oh, sorry.
And let me finish. Do you need a building permit from the town of Rye?
that's a good question, I don't,
What?
The
I mean,
city of
pardon me,
Rye?
the city of Rye.
I will research that, I don't know.
I think that,
I don't know if
Emily,
Emily knows.
do you have an answer to that, or Josh if he's on?
You know what? That is a good question, actually, Gary. And I think maybe Diana, you could reach out to Greg, and
I will.
I'll let him know. You
No.
and Greg and Christian can work
Or
through
the,
that. I
the
don't-
city engineer, or building department, or even
Yeah.
Christian?
I don't know if it's necessary. I know there are certain.
But we wouldn't
anyway,
want to,
yes.
we wouldn't want to construct it and then have the building inspector come down and say you can't do that.
Oh, good.
And I don't think there's a problem in getting the permit. I would also have a question, I hate to be a stick in the mud, as to whether it would have to go before the Architectural Review Board.
Those are good questions, and I don't know the answer, but I will find out.
I
I'll
mean,
find
you
out
could
from Greg
research
Osry.
those.
Yeah.
I don't think that it would be, you know, any necessary approvals, I don't think would be long in coming.
Okay, that's great to know, actually, I didn't think of that, but we will research that for sure, thank
right.
you.
In
So-
Portchester, anything permanent that's being established has to get a permit. Now, of course,
Well-
Rye is not Portchester, but it's a good idea.
Okay,
Well, I think rise restrictions are at least as substantial, I
Yeah.
would think.
I would think.
I mean, the benches are not, technically, they're not permanent, although they're gonna be implanted so they can't be stolen. But the walls are certainly permanent,
That's
Yeah.
the thing, the walls.
you know, so.
okay, we'll find out for sure, thank you for that,
Okay.
that's a good idea.
And with that, may I have a motion and a second?
I'd like to make a motion.
I'll second.
Debbie, please call the roll.
Yeah, Commissioner Hurd?
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson?
Yes.
Commissioner Cohn?
He's frozen.
Acting Commissioner Ferrera?
Yes.
President Zuckerman?
Yes.
Have I forgotten anybody?
You forgot Lindsay.
Lindsay? You were,
Yeah, I was the second one.
Oh.
But I
Did you get
do,
Jason?
Commissioner Klein?
Yes.
Thank you.
I do want to commend the Friends of Rytown Park, because you did pick a local contractor, which I love too, to have members of the town, local businesses participate in improvements. It's fantastic.
Me too, and Lucy's got a long-standing relationship with him, she's
Great.
done many, many projects, so we feel really good about this
Now,
contract.
where, I'm just curious, you have the Mason, where is the teak bench coming, is that Is it a carpenter is going to do that separately?
It's a vendor. We're going to buy it already, from a vendor, and it just has to be shipped. It is on back order, so right now it may not arrive until January. So we'll see how that turns out. Supply chains have thwarted all of us.
We all know about those.
We'll keep our
But-
fingers crossed for January 23.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very much appreciated. Welcome, and we always enjoy having you here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Lucy.
Thank you.
Our next resolution is to amend the personnel manual. Debbie, you want to tell us what this is all about?
Yes. From time to time, we receive instructions from New York State that the personnel manual needs an addition. In this particular case, we received such an instruction a week or so ago that there is now a sexual harassment complaint hotline, and that information is to be included in the personnel manual. We've been all too happy to do that. And while we are at it, we are adding language to the personnel manual right above the title that says that when basically states that the personnel manual will be deemed to be amended as instructed by New York State or a court of, what's the term? Court of jurisdiction?
Competent jurisdiction.
Competent jurisdiction. So in the future, we will no longer need to take up time on the agenda to pass a resolution such as this. When we want to add just an item to the personnel manual, we will just go ahead and do it.
Okay, any questions? If not, motion and a second, please.
I'll make a motion. I think it's a good idea.
Second?
Emily seconds. Debbie, call the roll, please.
Commissioner Hurd,
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson,
Yes.
Commissioner Cohn, Commissioner Klein,
Yes.
Acting Commissioner Ferrera,
Yes.
President Zuckerman.
Yes. Management report, I hope everybody's read it. It's basically a very good report from Russ. Russ is on vacation this week. Vic is on vacation this week. So a little bit shorthanded on the staff. Jeff is here, though. Jeff just came back. We have, Russ's comment in his report basically is that caught my eye, is that despite all the heat and everything that's been going on the last couple of weeks with the weather, the park and the staff have performed admirably. We've had virtually no problems. Very low number of heat-related illnesses or incidents. And I think the staff is to be commended on getting through this stretch when everybody knows when the weather gets in the high 90s and humid, people tend to go crazy. And I think that the park and the staff really acquitted themselves very well here. So any other comments on the management report? If not,
President Zuckerman, we have a comment. I think this has to do with the proposal of the Friends. Terry DeGennaro has entered that this is a wonderful idea.
all right, good. One never knows when the comments come across as to what they're going to contain. Thank you, Ms. Gennaro. One other thing before we close, the Soul Riders have received approval for I believe, a 5K run in Rye that got the city council approval, and they have requested that the Rye Town Park Commission designate a representative on the steering committee, and Lindsay Jackson has volunteered to be such representative.
Yes, I think they're an amazing organization. I'm happy to work with them if that is the will of this committee. It's
So-
going to be a great event, and I'm
Without-
happy to help in any way.
Without objection, Lindsay is designated as the representative of the commission to the steering committee for the Soul Riders 5K run, which I believe is, when is it? It's next year sometime,
It's in May.
May of '23.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So
hopefully
there's plenty
my
of time.
knee will be healed, and I might make
You
a
might
run
run?
myself.
Okay. I'll ride a bike along that. And with that, is there anything else from any of the members of the commission? I don't know if Josh made it on. Emily? Jason?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay.
Gary?
Lindsay.
If I may, and this is one of my main, I guess, points when it comes to the park. I just wanted to bring attention to the parking lot wall. It says that they're working on an estimate being compiled by the park's architect, and we're looking at less than 400?
No, the estimate is 404,000,
400,
almost 405.
almost 405. I just wanted to put that in everyone's purview as we, work on, I know the town is beginning its budget session, and I'm sure the city is as well.
They are.
And I think this, should be something that is taken into consideration because it's very important. Especially, it's a life safety issue and protecting people's cars and property. So I just wanted to put that on everyone's radar.
Well, just in furtherance of that, thank you for mentioning it. We have our CFA application that we approved in July. One of the items is replacing the retaining wall. So we're looking for a 50% match there. We have requested our congressional representatives to, in their member items, to consider us. I don't have any high hopes that our congressional representatives will come through, but if we don't get the CFA funding, we can talk to our state representatives, Steve Otis and Shelley Mayer, about adding that to our wish list of things that the park needs and could possibly be funded. Through the SAM grant process, we got substantial funds for the handicap accessible ramps and for the roof of the bathhouse several years ago. So we will be having a meeting to discuss what the state may be willing to fund through the SAM grant process. Hopefully we could use, hopefully we'll get something through the CFA and parks, but we'll see. But thank you for raising that, because if we don't get any grant money, then we're gonna have to decide if the city and the town will embark on a program to do it ourselves without funding. And that would depend on how dangerous the wall is. And just since Diana is here, once again acknowledging their contribution to the new showers, which cannot go in until the retaining wall is repaired. Either that, or we could find another place for them. But obviously, people are used to having the showers in that area. So I think everything will depend on whether we get the funding, and the CFA application decision is due generally in December, so we'll know then. So, any further comments? Thank you for raising that, Lindsay. Did you have your hand raised, Emily? No? Okay. Thank you. Motion to adjourn. So moved.
I'll make a motion.
Emily seconded it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you.
Aye.
See you in September.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.